So I have finally made it to MiRider. I've been riding the MiRider 24 now for quite a while, and I've been showing it to you guys, and a lot of you have really liked it. But in the back of my mind all along, I've wanted to try out the 20. So you might be able to tell if my hair's a little bit messed up, because I've just been out on it and I absolutely loved it. Really, really did like it. It is smaller than the 24, but it doesn't actually feel much smaller. So I'm here joined with Matt, or maybe I've joined Matt here at MiRider.
Yeah, certainly.
Just come to have a chat about the brand and yeah, just hear a little bit more about it.
Well, yeah, thanks for coming, Steve, and taking time out and allowing us to introduce you to the showroom we have here and the wider businesses that we have. I think we've had a good chat so far, and
we have, yeah.
I know you've ridden the bike and.
Yeah, I am. I've got to say, I really did. I liked it more. Unfortunately, for my bank balance, I liked it more than I actually thought I would. But just walking around, just for everybody else's, the disc lock. Disc lock is one of your brands, and it's a product which I've used since the 90s when I actually passed my driving test. And I know that a lot of the time in the forums and the online Facebook sites and things like that, whenever anybody's talking about physical security, the disc lock always comes up. So. Yeah. And you've got loads of there. Anyway, onto the bikes. And this is a nice tyre. This is a 16, I guess.
Yeah, it's off the 16-inch wheel. It's our own tyre, our own mould and graphics. That was a nice project we did. We've got our own standout tyres and tyre brand called the MiR. So.
And this is where it started, the 16, wasn't it? The smaller.
16 was the original size back in 2018. Now was the initial concept of the business, and we wanted to enter the folding sector with a 16-inch bike, as it was the most obscure, I guess. It was an entry we could make into the market without much competition. So we could practically do what we wanted, and it wouldn't affect anybody, to be honest. But we wanted a product which stood out, rode well, and we could back that with great customer service and quality, QC checking and all that.
And then from the 16, what came next?
So actually a bit backwards, the 24 was launched after that one, which is our biggest bike, 24-inch wheel, a step through. Our take on a full-size feel riding bike, but in a compact, frame.
Yeah.
Means it's really agile. It's got a low centre of gravity, it's got really good range, and I find it's really comfortable for people of any ability on the bike.
Yeah, like I said, I've had it for quite a while, and a few people have ridden it, and every single person who's ridden it has lots of really nice positive comments, like how smooth it is, how nice it is to drive, how quiet it is, how torquey it is, how fast. There's just been so many positive comments about it. One of the main ones is how light it is. It's 21 kilograms, is it?
21 kilos. So if you look at other full-size bikes, they tend to be around 23, 25. Yeah. So our criteria for this level of bike was it must be lightweight, it must ride well, good range, and to come in at a reasonable price point, as the other range does as well. So. Keeping all the other features such as the boost,
it's a good feature, that.
Longer range, because we've added extra luggage options on it as well. We wanted that longer adventure type of bike, so 60 miles is what we claim, but we've actually done 80 odd on it on a low power level. So we've got a bike for anybody, for any purpose really.
And then that's kind of now solidified with the 20 you've got to sit in the middle of them.
Yeah, the 20-inch is the bigger brother of the 16. It looks from a distance identical, uses the same main frame, the same battery, same motor, throttle, all the other features are the same. It's just a bit bigger wheel. So people who categorically don't want a small wheel bike, then this becomes in sight for them. Or someone who can have a bit more space for storage, for transporting it, then the bigger wheel will always ride a bit better and feel a bit more comfortable. But you still have that foldability and a compact bike, particularly when you're in a couple and you've got two to deal with as well.
Yeah. Yeah, because you've got the 16, and I came across you as a brand, as a company, and I always kind of looked on at you, looked at the shows, at the NEC shows and things like that, thinking, that's a great looking product, it's really nice, you've got all these nice colourways, and it just looks great, but it's a small wheel. And that's a kind of a misconception, isn't it, that quite a few people have had in the past.
Certainly, the small wheel is off-putting if you've not ridden the bike, and we always say, ride the bike, because it does ride bigger than what it is, and it is comfortable, it is easy to ride, particularly for people who are a bit, they've not been on a bike for a few decades maybe, and they just want something manageable and easy to get around on. So the bike ticks a lot of boxes, but there was that area of people who we were missing out on, if we're honest. Other brands had 20-inch bikes, so it was natural that we put a 20-inch bike out there to complement the 16. Because we also get his and hers. So generally the he's go for the bit bigger bike, and the wives, the girlfriends go for the smaller one. So that works well as well. Yeah,
there's a couple who I met a month or so ago now, and they were getting online straight away that evening. They were looking for his and hers, and they were actually both interested in the 24 because they had mountain bikes, and they just thought it was a much better product for the lifestyle now, and they wanted to go for something which did fold away. So yeah, you do generally find that a lot of them, and I saw somebody last week who had a completely different bike in itself, but whenever they're looking, he said, we're always looking for his and hers, because people do go as a couple, and they want to. Yeah,
that's our main sector. There's a leisure sector, and 99 times out of 100, it is a couple who are considering a purchase, and they'll generally order at the same time, whether it's for the first time or they're changing bike concept or wanting something lighter more often than not, or more compact. So yeah, most bike purchases are in a pair, and it's nice to now offer different size of wheel for a different frame or a different ride.
And tyre, I mean, like we said, this tyre, I mean, this is the more chunkier tyre, more kind of off-road as it is. But the bike, which, I've taken it, well, I took it up a sand dune. Maybe I shouldn't have done that, but it managed to get up quite high, and it seems to grip. Even though it isn't that chunky tyre, it still has got adequate grip, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think the bike is balanced, and it puts the force through that rear wheel with the motor in the rear wheel. It's very efficient at that. So naturally, it does lend itself to semi-off-roading quite well. But if you spend most of your time on country trails, off the beaten track, which most leisure vacations are, then people will opt for the upgraded
coastal paths and things like that. Yeah,
coastal paths, canal tow paths. That's where that tyre comes into its own.
Yeah, it was a mistake coming here today, because I've kind of been specking up a bike, and I've specced up these tyres and these bags, and you've got great accessories, really useful accessories. And another one which you've got out there is the carrying. You've got the carrying case storage bag, and I think that's really good, because with the fold-up bike, if you have been out on a wet day or a muddy day or something like that, you don't want to be chucking it in your camper van, getting all the nice carpet, all the nice flooring dirty. So putting it in something like that kind of solves that solution, doesn't it?
Yeah, especially this is quite an often conversation we have at exhibitions, where people are really enthused and want to buy the bike, but it's often they don't think about what happens when they're storing the bike, and if I've been out and it's been muddy. So the bags we do are great for isolating all that potential muck and grime away from your nice pristine van. Yeah. So yeah, we've got a wheeled option and a non-wheeled option.
So yeah, I mean, like back to the accessories, you've got the luggage racks on the front and on the rear, so it can be taken, because you can be doing the stereotypical going getting your bread and milk from the shop and sticking it on the front.
Yeah, the 24-inch bike, we did try and tick out every box with the frame, and having more attachment points was one of those goals. And particularly in this recent cargo era, people wanting to do more with the bikes, particularly that local shopping aspect and bigger adventures where people are taking picnics with them and things like that. So having the option for the front rack gives you another 10 kilos of weight loading with the 25 on the rear. Yeah. And you can even carry a backpack, so you can really do your local shop on the bike. So no, it's a good option.
Yeah, and with the lights as well, because that's one of the things I found. Those lights which you have are superb. Like they really do light up the road. You know, historically with bike lights, obviously they have moved on in recent years, but just kind of like candles. But they really work, don't they? They are a really good light.
Yeah, when you need them, they're there and they are bright enough. Particularly on the 24-inch, we've integrated a rear light which acts like a brake light as well. So it's daylight running, but when you hit the brake, it brightens as well. So that's a good safety feature.
So you've got the 16, you've got the 20, you've got the 24. So that's 3 bikes, but you've actually got a range of 6, haven't you? Because you've got the geared one as well. Tell me a bit more about that.
So it's a 6 bike range we've got now. Each wheel size as an entry level is chain drive single speed, but then we offer a 3-speed belt drive model. So the drivetrain is belt drive with three gears and some minor upgrades as well with that model. Going back a few years, we wanted to integrate gears onto the bike, but we didn't want to go the traditional derailleur route. We didn't want to move the motor to the front wheel and use rear geared hub. So we found a product on the marketplace that wasn't really launched properly. So we got some samples and we got involved with a company in Poland actually, who had a patented crank-based gearbox product. So we basically did some R&D with them and launched one of the models, the 16, with the gearbox, and it won e-bike of the year. So that gave us some real confidence in the concept, and people liked it. So we bought the company, and we've since really developed the product further and rebranded it Geared. So Geared is a sister company of MiRider, and within the same facility we manufacture the gearboxes separately, not just for MiRider but other global brands who want to introduce it to their own bikes and put belt drive on their models. So yeah, it's a really good little system, quite universal fitment, that you can make any chain driven bike into a belt driven bike with 3 nicely spaced ratios.
And obviously I've ridden it and it is so smooth, really smooth, isn't it? It's just instant, and yeah, it is a nice thing to drive. Yeah,
it's just our take on gears, and it's well received in the marketplace. It's innovative, and good thing about it is you don't need to be pedalling to change the gear, which is pretty handy when you rock up at traffic lights and you forget to gear down. It's just a quick change, but it just means that it lifts our brand to a more premium level with the belt system, which all the benefits of long life, low maintenance, no oil. So it really gives us a difference in the marketplace.
Yeah, because people who've actually ridden it have looked at it and gone, you said it's got gears, because they can't see, you can't physically see. Because obviously when you're normally looking at a bike, you're looking at cogs and you're looking at, but you don't actually see it, do you? Because it's all inside.
Yeah, it's all hidden away in the crank. So it's really clean. It makes the bike lines really smooth. You know, there's no derailleur to catch, particularly on a folding bike. You know, if you're folding them and put them in and out of storage places, the derailleurs are easy to catch. So we've always gone down the road of make our bikes as simple as possible. And the gearbox perfectly complements our already single speed range.
Yeah, no, I really like the belt. Definitely like the belt. Yeah, very good product. But one of the things that people do often say is, oh, I could buy that one, or I could buy this one. You know, they might not necessarily be saying, oh, I can buy cheaper. There's obviously more expensive as well. They're always comparing the different brands. But one of the things that concerns me, and I get emails all the time. I mean, I can show you on my phone. I had one last week from the various different bike manufacturers saying, oh, we'll send you this bike, we'll give you this bike. I don't want it. It's not road legal in the UK. There was actually a crackdown in Plymouth a couple of days ago where they've gone on the streets of Plymouth and they've actually seized loads of bikes. A lot of the delivery driver bikes are not necessarily your kind of market.
A lot in the news about it.
Yeah, but they're seizing things like that. But one of the main things I'm always saying to people when they're talking about, look, you have to look carefully, because I'm always saying it with my campervans as well. You know, you need to look at exactly what the spec is, what exactly you're buying. And for me, a big thing is the safety, and that's the kind of the battery cells. So the battery cells which you use, you've got all the certification, you know where they come from. They're produced by Samsung now, is it?
Currently using Samsung, yeah, but we started with LG. But Samsung is who we're with now across all the batteries, and we've had an excellent safety record from the outset, which was obviously by design. We were starting on the right foot straight away with certification, vetting factories, sampling products, testing products before they ever reach the bike in production. So, we do that across all our businesses, and that's just a mantra of us, the family and the management, that no stone's unturned, and that then transgresses through the after sales service we have, and then the Trustpilot score, which is usually very close to 5 most of the time. So, that was our outset, was to have a really strong brand which people can trust.
And it's obviously made in Britain as well.
Yeah, the made in Britain status we've had a couple of years now. So that's very important to us, and we relish in getting as many things from Britain as we can, pushing local employees. Much of our mechanics, packaging people, after sales, they're within a couple of miles from where we're sitting now. So the whole British and local and self-sufficiency is what we're pushing all the time.
And it shows. I mean, you have a good reputation. Going to the shows, the NEC shows, and you do lots of other shows as well. The stand's always busy, and stands can be busy anyway, but I go around and I film stands and I'm talking to people and things, and you can listen to the conversations, and the conversations, they already know you and they're talking about the brand and it's positive, and I've been approached, and you do have a good reputation out there, which is absolutely fantastic. Like I said, I get offered lots and lots of different products, and I turn them down. I only talk about products which I genuinely believe in, and this from the conversations which we've had, off the camera. I believe in your product. I like your product. I'm genuinely interested in the 20, and that's because of the reputation and the brand which you have and you've done for several years now.
Yeah, it's very important, the brand strength, and we've learned a lot over the other businesses and brands we've set up. Going back 20 years, we've got several businesses in the group. MiRider's probably the latest one where we've really had a clean start in a fresh industry. So we brought principles from other industries into this one, and we probably do things a bit different to the mainstream brands. So I like to think we've done a good job in 5 years, and that reputation is solid, it's growing, and it's nice to speak to someone at a show who said they've seen you somewhere or how they've arrived at your stand. Those customer journeys are important for us to listen to, appreciate, and get the feedback that we need from certain investments. And it's great when people give you that word of mouth as well. Often speak to customers who have ridden one on a campsite somewhere and loved it, and then ended up searching us online, looking at some reviews, listening to you guys talk about the bikes, and then more often than not go to a dealer, their local dealer, one of 170 currently.
So you've got dealers now all over the UK and Northern Ireland as well, haven't you?
Yeah, from probably the second year, we had access to a great couple of guys who are now in-house. They were reps at the time, but they saw the brand and wanted to infiltrate into the independent bike shop. So it was a blessing for us. They've run with the brand and got us up to now 170 stores, some small chains as well. So good representation. England, Wales, Scotland, Ireland, and we'll probably get onto it, but exporting is on the agenda. So we're looking forwards.
Fantastic. So if anybody is interested, they don't have to travel 6 hours like I have done today to test ride one.
Certainly
There's
not.
probably going to be a dealer somewhere near them.
So the best way is to go on our website, and there's a section where you can ask for a demo ride. So that information comes to us, and then we'll contact or give you your local dealer who has that specific bike you want to test ride. So you then go to your local one, and they've got a bike ready to ride. So that process is really smooth and really appreciated by our dealer network as well.
Yeah. So it's not just the public that actually like the bike as well. You've won awards as well, haven't you?
Yeah, we've won several awards over the last 5 years, really. Mainly obviously with the 16-inch wheel. I think from 2020, any publication who did like group tests, for example, we've always come out on top. Auto Express group test in particular a couple of years ago. They were testing bikes that were practical enough for putting in boots and commuting, and they gave us the most recommended model. But more specifically in the bike world, Road CC publication, they do annual awards, and in 2023 we won e-bike of the year with the 16-inch bike model in the belt drive guys, and then more recently this year we won it again with the 24-inch for e-bike of the year. So for a small brand to win openly against any brand with an e-bike, to win it 2 out of 3 years is pretty strong.
Not surprising, I will add, but yeah, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's obviously independent. We don't send them a bike; they acquire them. Judges ride them, cast opinions. Obviously judging panel. So, it's really a good feeling when a product you've designed and generated and put in the marketplace is independently granted as the best one or most recommended. So proud of that.
Fantastic.
Those 2 wins,
Yeah, credit to you. So if you're interested in one, like Matt's just said, go onto the website and have a look. Find out the closest dealer to you. Go in and have a look at the shop. Or if you're at any of the local shows, Motorhound and Caravan Show, and they do lots of different shows, test ride them like I have done the 20, because that 20 does ride a lot better than I expected it to do. I knew it was going to be good, but a bit like the 16, where people have realised actually it does ride better, feel like a bigger bike than that small wheel would actually look like it would. Get out and test ride one. Feel the quality of it. That's one of the big positives, big comments that people have made. The quality is there. So have a look at them. I'm going to have a chat now and see if we can do a deal on a 20, because I do genuinely like that. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you've got any questions, don't hesitate to drop them in the comments. And if you didn't see the video where I took out the MiRider 24 for the first time, you can have a look at that video here. Thanks for watching, take care, and I hope to see you soon.